While studying about the process of neurotransmission and about neurotransmitters, we mostly hear about the neurotransmitters acetylcholine and norepinephrine. But do you people really think these are the only two neurotransmitters present in autonomic nervous system? The answer would be a big no, because if these are the only two neurotransmitters present in the autonomic nervous system, all the adrenergic and cholinergic blockers would have blocked all the processes that are responsible for the physiological functioning of body. There are also other neurotransmitters present. These may work either individually or these may work along with acetylcholine and norepinephrine. So when these other neurotransmitters functions along with acetylcholine or norepinephrine, they are called as cotransmitters. And cotransmission is the process of release of more than one neurotransmitter from the same nerve terminal, and those released neurotransmitters may be synergistic or opposite action to each other. The main cotransmitters are ATP, vasoactive intestinal peptide and neuropeptide Y. There are also other neurotransmitters present, but these three have substantial function. And coming to the ATP, this ATP is present in the same granule as that of norepinephrine in the nerve terminals of sympathetic neuron, and this norepinephrine and ATP elicit excitation, mostly contraction, but this ATP the responses elicited by ATP are very rapid, and those can be blocked by an ATP antagonist called as suramine. And norepinephrine and ATP, this synergistic action is mostly seen in blood vessels and vas deferens. Vasoactive intestinal peptide, this regulates the secretions of saliva during cholinergic stimulation. Here we can say that the acetylcholine and vasoactive intestinal peptide has synergistic action. Because the individual actions of acetylcholine and the individual actions of vasoactive intestinal peptide will combine together to produce a greater action, that is called synergistic action. Here the secretions are due to the acetylcholine, whereas the vasodilation is contributed due to the vasoactive intestinal peptide, whereas the sphincter relaxation in GIT is contributed by both the acetylcholine and the vasoactive intestinal peptide. Coming to the neuropeptide Y, at the sympathetic nerve terminal, norepinephrine and neuropeptide Y are stored separately, whereas the ATP and norepinephrine are stored in the same vesicle. These two are stored separately. This, when compared with the norepinephrine, this neuroactive peptide is released at higher frequencies, and it maintains the balanced release of neurotransmitters. Imbalanced release of neurotransmitters will lead to several other problems that should be managed, and that is managed by this NPY. And this NPY is synergistic to norepinephrine, which causes vasoconstriction. This vasoconstriction in some organs, mostly in the blood vessels, that is due to synergistic action of this NPY and norepinephrine.